This is the Post Shift Podcast, a raw look at the hospitality industry.
What's happening, Post Shifters? Welcome to another episode of the Post Shift Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Shawn Soole. I hope you've been enjoying the Monday to Friday everyday episode. There's tons of information out there, I know. The reason why I wanted to do a daily Post Shift Podcast Monday to Friday is to sort of get you in touch with people who have the right information, not secondhand, third-hand, and through social media. So I hope you're enjoying these episodes. Yesterday was Sam Kasuga from Dead Rabbit in New York. We chatted about just her rise to fame from being a bartender in Victoria to being a head bartender at one of the world's best bars in New York City. Tomorrow we've got Trevor Kayleys from the CPPA and Donnelly Group. We talk about the CPPA's efforts here in BC and across the country for bartender relief, which is they're really rolling pretty hard with right now. But tons and tons and tons of information. I know. I hope you're pouring through all of it. I'm just trying to bang out as much as possible, and bit by bit by bit, I'm just getting more and more. So, that being said, let's get on with today's episode. So, last week I did 5 things owners need to be doing right now. So, I talked about what owners and operators should be doing right now during the COVID-19 pandemic, and how they can maximize their brand and their takeout operations and their marketing and so on and so on and so forth. So this week I decided to do 5 things all staff should be doing right now, which is a hard time. Everybody got laid off. Money is not coming in from anything outside of government relief. It's a difficult time for a lot of staff to find a happy place. And as an industry that is notoriously known for mental health issues as well as substance misuse, it's a really bad place for a lot of people to be in right now. But that being said, I'm going to give you my 5 things that I'm hoping will help you get through this terrain of craziness. So, first and foremost, money. Government money. The CERB across Canada is $2,000 every 2 weeks for 4 months. I think that's correct-ish. So, apply for that. Keep getting on your phone. I think CERB has taken over from EI now, so you can get some money into the bank. You can also do a rent kickback as well of $500 a month. So that's going to help with your rent abatement as well. So getting money is a big one. But on the flip side of that, the money that you are getting, you would also want to cut any excess costs to you as much as possible. That means getting rid of your cable, getting rid of lines. Try and get down to the very bare necessities of what you need. So rent, food, electricity, water. I think BC Hydro is forgiven a whole bunch of stuff for the next couple of months as well. But also on the flip side, same thing I said to the operators last week. The money you get now, you really need to figure out, you need to really budget it out for the next 3 to 6 months, because things like abatement and deferment means that you have to pay it later. So once everybody gets their jobs back and everybody starts rolling again, you don't want to be on the back foot going into the back 9, I suppose. So nixing excess costs. I know that a lot of people, you don't have coffee shops to go spend $4.50 on a latte and stuff like that. Cook and shop as much as you can at home. Watch your takeout budgets, that's a big one too. But like little things like that, try and really nut down like every single expense you have and budget it a little bit better than you would have back in the day, which I know as an industry we don't do very well. I don't do very well. But budgeting is something that we need to do right now as staffing employees. We need to do it. Second thing, this one's a good one. Education. So everybody's been laid off from their job. You'll have to reapply for all the jobs out there. I'm doing some sessions with Fevertree in the next little while about getting a job and leveraging online platforms and stuff like that going forward. But you are going to have to reapply for the job that you had before. Now, a lot of employers are going to come back to you and say, hey, you got your job back, let's go. But we're going to be running skeleton staff. It won't be as busy as it usually is. That's the thing. So, you have 2 choices. You can wait and see if you get your job back, or and you can be as proactive as you possibly can be and try and get the best job back as you possibly can, whether that be a union hotel or a fancy hotel. But on the employer side of things, they're going to have a pick up a crop. We're going to have a very big talent pool. Restaurants are going to shut down. Huge talent pool. And I really want to get this across to a lot of young young kids who aren't thinking about this right now. With restaurants shutting down, the talent pool is going to be very big, very deep. And so how do you make yourself stand out? And so right now, education-wise, there is so much free education out there. Run Us in Australia, Jerry in Asia, Bar Smarts is free. There is so much free training going on out there right now. It is insane. You can really bang off some serious online training modules to get through and to have on your resume. Your resume is going to be very, very important coming forward after all this is over. And so you want to bulk up your resume right now. Free training, you're sitting at home, you can't say you're bored if you're not doing these training sessions. And I think online modules and online training is a big step right now to put yourself that one step ahead of the person who's going to be applying for the same job that you're applying for after everything's over. I think there's a sort of false sense of security right now with staff that they're just going to go back to their old jobs, and it's not going to be like that because there's not going to be a staff need in most restaurants for full staff straight away. And two, there's going to be a lot of competition out there to get the best employees. You want to maximize, as an employer, you want to maximize every single staff member as much as possible. So education is a big one. Please, 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 please take education seriously during this time. Go track down some of these free training sessions and just put the work in. Get them done. Have them on your resume. Trust me, it'll save you some serious competition when it comes time to get your job back. Number 3, interaction. This is a big one. Like, as an industry, we're very interactive. We're very face-to-face orientated. We need that sort of to feed off each other. I've been putting together happy hours every Friday afternoon, which I'm really bummed that I didn't do one last night because I've been too busy this week. So Zoom, FaceTime, house party, all these things are opportunities for you to hang out with your friends, even though you're not face-to-face. And I think we need to make a bigger effort right now to make sure that we're interacting on a higher level, because right now we're only 3 to 4 weeks into this. This is going to be on for another 3 months. So start putting into place, start researching the online platform, Zoom, Skype, whatever. Make sure that you're interacting with your friends. Set up coffee dates like you would regularly every Wednesday at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So there's tons of stuff you can do, but interaction is very, very important. And that ties in with number 4, self-care. I personally have not been looking after myself well enough during this time. I can tell you that right now. I've put on a ton of weight since I got back from Singapore, and it's sort of progressed and then it's sped up over this last month. I've been basically sitting in my office, working my ass off, trying to keep videos like this and podcasts and BC Spirit stuff. And I know personally I've put on a substantial amount of weight in the last 6 weeks. And if you watch my videos, you can probably tell. So self-care is something very, very important right now, and it goes back to the industry's notoriety for mental health and substance misuse issues. So watch how much you drink. Be careful about how much you drink. Watch what you eat, because if you're not getting out and exercising and you're not behind the bar or you're not running the floor, you'd be surprised how many calories you burn just doing your regular job that you no longer have that calorie burn. So you can't eat the way you used to, which is what I'm doing, and then not have any exercise, which is what I'm doing. So please make sure that your self-caring is important. On the front of mental health, the interaction with people, talking to people, reaching out to people is super important for your mental health right now, and something that you need to do on a regular basis for that interaction for your mental health to stay, because everybody thinks that you're alone, and I've seen a lot of kids in Victoria who have just done a fantastic job of talking to people more about helping out with CRB and stuff like that. So reach out to your friends, drop them a text, never think they're too busy. It's one thing that I have issues with, because everybody assumes I'm always too busy to be doing stuff or do anything. But reach out to your friends and look after your mental health. We're all in this together, and everybody's feeling the same way in one way, shape, or form. So self-care in that way. So get some physical exercise. I'm trying so hard. Eat better. Don't drink so much, and make sure you're interacting with people. So lastly, and these weren't really in an order. I think they're sort of in an order of importance. Last one, number 5. Passion projects and side hustles. Now, one of my kids told me not to call it a side hustle because it would mean that if we made money, that denotes its success. But I'm going to call it a side hustle anyway. So right now, there's a lot of people who are doing cocktail videos and so on and so forth. This is fantastic. Like you're getting some creative juices flowing, stuff like that. But if you're a artist on the side, like which a lot of service staff, a lot of hospitality people have things that are outside the realm of hospitality, which I don't. Like this is my job, this is my career, my hobby, my everything. But if you're an artist, there's ways that you can do side hustles. If you like to draw, if you make music, there's so much stuff you can do right now. If you make music, put out a song a day on SoundCloud. Like, recording equipment is very cheap. Go on Amazon, go on Wish. You can get a whole bunch of stuff sent to your door in like 2 weeks, and you can do a quick recording. I think the podcast setup that I have is something like fucking $200, and away you go. But if you've got a passion project, that's the sort of thing that you can do. Now, if you're an artist or you draw or you just want to really look into websites like Shopify, where you can sell your wares and pick up stuff like that. Printify. If you're an artist, you can print on canvases and then drop ship into your Shopify. You're not spending any money on inventory. You're literally just taking your logo or your design or your brand or whatever and putting it onto a t-shirt, canvas, bag, something. There's tons of things you can do with Printify that are in the logo graphic design realm. You make it your own t-shirt shop for like $70 and then put your t-shirts up on Facebook and then push them through like that. There's a lot of stuff that people think is out of their reach or expensive or not doable. You can teach yourself a lot of stuff. So your side hustles, your side businesses, as a side hustle, if you have a bunch of stuff in your house that you need to get rid of, put it up on Facebook Marketplace and sell it. Like, disinfect it, put it on the front steps, get people to fucking Venmo you or email transfer to you so that you can get the money, you put the product down, tell them where to pick it up, they pick it up and go. Get rid of any excess crap in your house right now to make a little side money. You'd be amazed how much stuff you can get and resell. So have a think about that. I know that people are a little cautious about picking stuff up or buying stuff and so on and so forth. But if you follow your sanitization, sanitize your hands, wear gloves, so on and so forth, you can do a little cool stuff. Flipping stuff as well. Getting stuff for free, flipping it for $10. Like, there's stuff you can do that during this time you can make a little side hustle money and just help yourself out. So they're my 5 things that I think that every employee needs to be doing right now. Again, I said this to operators last week and I got reached out a couple of times. If there is anything that you guys need, staff-wise, or if you have a comment or thing, just slide in my direct messages, hit me up, drop me an email, do whatever you need to do to reach out to me. I'm always here, always available. So just hit me up. Any questions or queries or comments or telling me to fuck off would be one of them that's going to come out of this one. But anything that you need for that, just hit me up. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you're enjoying this week's episodes. Some really, really good ones. Tons and tons of information out there this week. Francesca Lafroni's the Friday episode, so keep an eye out for that. Big one for that because I taped that in Vegas before all this happened. And so I got on the phone with him the other day, chatted to him about post-COVID, and he's an amazing gentleman. I love chatting to him. So that's that Friday. So you've got Sam Kasugi yesterday, Trevor Kayleys. I think I've got a John Humphreys episode from Bartender Benevolent Society, and then Wham Bam Thank You Man. You've got so much stuff out there. So I hope you enjoy this episode, guys. Be safe, stay at home, flatten the curve, give me a yell if you need me. I'll chat to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening, Post Shifters. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy sitting down with friends and peers and just chatting about the industry and getting down to the nuts and bolts of what's really going on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything on all the platforms. Just hit it up and I'll do my best to answer any queries or questions you have. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.